What's up, guys? This is Burrs. Let's talk about, I got a bump right here. I got a pimple. Let's talk about today how to save some gas money. This is something that I have, it's almost a game to me sometimes that I play with myself and see how many miles per gallon I can get. But anyway, here's what I do, and maybe this will help some people. I forget what the technical term was. There was like a huge green initiative that said you can save money on gas by, I forget what it was called. Well, I was reading about it a couple years ago, and I used to be in some competitive racing, like SCCA and stuff, back in the day, so I have an understanding of cars and what happens when you push the gas pedal and all that. So I mean, and I watch NASCAR and I read up on NASCAR and I pick people's brains and mechanics and, you know, and I have an understanding of physics. So, whatever. But the number one thing you can do is not push the gas pedal when you're driving. Now that sounds retarded, I know, but what can you do not to push the gas pedal is pretty much, the gas pedal is your enemy with miles per gallon. So, one thing you can do is slam it in neutral. If you're in an automatic, the best thing to have is a stick shift. I personally prefer a stick shift. I haven't had one in a while, or a manual transmission. I haven't had one in a while, but automatic you can do the same thing. It's just, you know, for me, manual transmissions are much easier to negotiate around, you know, things than automatic. You have more control. Anyway, if you slam it in neutral, say you're going down a hill, you can use coasting to your advantage. When you get on the highway, or when you're starting out your journey, so you come to a red light and you want to start out, you want to just gently push the gas pedal and get going. And you don't have to be like, you know, like an old person and, you know, putt, but you don't want to, like, every time you slam that gas pedal down past, like, medium acceleration or medium pedal extension, you're using a lot of gas that probably half the time to 3/4 of the time you didn't have to. It's just you want to go where you're going. And this also comes back to the fact that when you're driving somewhere on the highway, if you go 80 compared to if you go 65, and say you're driving for 15-20 minutes, going 80 miles an hour to get somewhere does not change your destination arrival time by like minutes. It changes it by seconds. Now if you're doing a long journey, like maybe 4 hours plus, and you want to drive 80 compared to 65 or whatever, yeah, that's going to change your arrival time if you consistently drive that, you know, 15 miles an hour faster. So you're probably going to save roughly like 10 to 12, 15 minutes, somewhere around there per hour. Is that right? Is that the right math? I think here. You're probably going to save about 8 minutes. But short journeys, you don't really save time by slamming the gas pedal down and going super sonic speeds. But long journeys you do. So now that we get that out of the way, that around town and these short journeys that isn't a problem, you could probably implement some of these tactics. Like, you know, you're coming down a hill, or say you see another thing is, if you see the light ahead of you turns yellow, get off the gas pedal. Just let off the gas pedal and just coast to the light. You always want to get your foot off the gas pedal when you can, because that's just excess gas that's going into the engine that, you know, half the time you don't even need. Another thing you do is you can draft off of tractor-trailer trucks. Now this is something I do on long journeys. Now you got to be careful with that, and you have to be extremely, what's the word? You should be extremely engaged in your driving if you're doing that, and you should be extremely engaged in what's going on ahead of that tractor-trailer truck. So maybe like 5 car lengths behind a tractor trailer truck, and hit cruise. You always want to be in cruise when you're on the highway too, because then that keeps out the human aspect of pushing the gas pedal more than you have to. But drafting a tractor trailer truck or a big truck, basically that truck is punching a huge pocket of air in front of you out. So your resistance is much less when you're driving down the highway. So I've seen about 5 miles per gallon, let's see here, 4 to 5 miles per gallon extra on a trip that I've done before, where I really paid attention to that and I was able to follow them. Now usually a tractor trailer truck's not flying down the highway going 80, so you'll probably be in a 65 going around 65, 70, somewhere around there. At least my experience. I don't really see tractor trailer trucks flying down the highway like, I don't know, shout out to you, flying down the highway like a maniac, I don't know. But that's another thing you can do is that. But you know, just get your foot off the gas pedal. But drifting is a good way. But you have to do it. You have to do this stuff consistently if you really want to get your miles per gallon. But anyway, like I said, I do it because, you know, sometimes it's a game to me. Like, I'll you know, fill my tank up. I'll go out, do my driving, and the next time I fill my tank up, I'll look at how many miles I drove, and then whatever I pack back in the fuel tank, I'll just divide that, divide the miles by that number. And like I said, when I did that, and I was drafting some trailer trucks on a long journey, you know, I'm getting like, at one time, I usually get like 24 miles a gallon. If I'm really paying attention, I'll get like 26. But this one time I got 32 point something, 32 miles per gallon, and that was amazing. And also fuel. If you use ethanol, here's another myth. You know what? I'll make a video. Whatever. Ethanol gets worse gas mileage than straight up gas. So if you pull up to a pump and you knowingly know, or if you see something where you knowingly know it doesn't have ethanol in it, which is really becoming a pain in the ass to do nowadays, you want straight up gas because that gets better gas mileage than that ethanol blended shit. And I know everybody's pushing the ethanol, which I don't understand. It's like the government's pushing ethanol, but it gets worse gas mileage. Just because it's cheaper. Anyway, that's another subject. But yeah, there's some tips for me. Well, what I've done. This is not advice. This is just my experience. So whatever. I'm not advocating anyone do anything I just said. I'm just stating my experiences and what I've seen. So anyway, if you guys got any questions about what I've done or anything I've talked about, let me know. Until next time, later.